All right, we are live. I just need to get this link for YouTube to connect so that I can put the link in our Facebook group so that people can join us in the live chat that are not in studio, like Teray is in studio, Debbie, Keith, Kimberly, Shawana, Dowana, Dr. Tachi, Dr. LaFera, and Cheryl are all in studio. Some on camera, some not. But we want our group to be able to come and talk to us in the live chat. So we have put that over there. Cool beans. By the way, if you are a solopreneur or a entrepreneur who is struggling to get to your first six figures in business, you need to be in our group, shaycannon.info/group. We have 3 values and 3 pillars, and that is we actually commune. We come together and build community. We collaborate. We get together and make our businesses better, and we make money together. And third is we have conversations that are transformational for our business growth, kind of like this morning show. So it is worth getting in the group. It has been said it is like a high value business mastermind. So get in it, get in it, get in it. shaycannon.info/group. All right, let's get started. Good morning. Welcome to Unlock Your First Six Figures Morning Show. I am your host, Shay Cannon. It all starts with the blog. This week's blog is at shaycannon.com/PR, okay? Because what we're talking about is using media to increase your visibility, credibility, and your revenue, okay? So what we know is getting media is a cool thing to do, right? It definitely can boost all of those things. Whether you get earned media, which is media that you've gotten basically for free, or paid media, which could be paid press release distribution. Now, if you need to know how to do either of those, go to the introductory paragraph of the blog at shaycannon.com/PR, because I've given you some resources for earned and paid media that you could possibly get, okay? But earning the attention of the media often involves crafting pitches and stories and all of that. And so in the show notes, I've even given you a contributing writer that you can create a relationship with. His name is Kamanzi Constable, and he has a platform called PR Pitches that can help you pitch different stories about yourself, help you find conferences, podcasts, and all kind of things. All of those links will be in your show notes, okay? But once you get media, right? Once you are in the media, you're published and they share it. What do you do? Well, that's what we're talking about this week. How are we leveraging media? So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to enhance your digital presence, right? You're going to use media to enhance your digital presence. That was part 1. If you need that replay, go back to part 1. Second of all, you're going to share it with your clients and your community to create engagement, okay? That was part 2. Go to yesterday's replay. Today, what we're going to talk about is you're going to create content and share, right? Content creation and sharing is our next category. So in the blog post, I've given you 7 strategies, and you know this is the morning show. So I'm going to give you about 8 more strategies that are not in the blog. But let's talk about what's in the blog first. So you want to do a blog post, okay? Write a blog post about the experience, including a summary of the feature in the media and your insights from the feature. So you're kind of just giving more, right? Create video content. Create a video discussing the media feature, what you talked about, and the key takeaways, or some behind the scenes insights, okay? Do a guest post for somebody, a guest blog post. So write guest posts for other blogs or websites and mention your media feature as part of your bio and your story, okay? Your online courses, mention the media feature in your online courses or training programs as credentials, okay? In your lead magnets, we talked about this, incorporate the media feature into lead magnets like ebooks and checklists and white papers. So before, what we said is make sure you have an author page on the back of your lead magnets, and you use your media features as a part of your author page, right? Now this is telling you, hey, the subject matter of the actual feature, create a lead magnet out of it, right? And then it just include where you were featured about it, okay? Social media graphics. Create social media graphics with quotes from the media feature and share them across your social media platforms. Exclusive content. Create exclusive content or bonuses for your audience related to the media feature. Again, this whole category is creation and sharing of content, okay? So let's go back over that. Blog posts, create one. Create video content, do some guest blog posts, create features in your online courses, create features in your lead magnets, create content and features in your social media graphics, and create some exclusive content that goes along with it, right? I love when people have a feature and then maybe they have some type of worksheet or checklist or something that goes with it. That can be exclusive content and lead magnet things. Okay. Now, of course, this is morning show, so I give you more. So let's hop over here on my show notes, and more includes. Wait a minute. What is this? Direct market. Oh, this is the wrong show notes. Hold on, y'all. Oh, yeah, we picked up show notes for yesterday. So let's look at today's show notes. Here we go. All right. So more on content creation and sharing, branded infographics, right? Create some infographics. I love a good infographic, especially when you have a journey to show, like a step-by-step something and you want to show it in a graphic format. I love it when you want to show not just a journey, but steps. When you want to show phases, all of that, create an infographic. So anything that you have talked about in the feature on the media, if you could break that down in an infographic, that would be a cool thing, right? Interactive content. You can create a course around it. You can create a poll around it, POLL. Success stories. You can create a case study and share success stories that tie back to the media feature. Okay. Educational workshops. You can develop a workshop or training session that was inspired by the content of the media feature. Okay. Membership sites. You can include media features in your membership content to provide added value for members. You can collaborate with content. That is, collaborate with other content creators to mention and discuss your media feature. Again, you can be interviewed about it, or you can interview somebody else about it, okay? Video testimonials. Create video testimonials where clients mention the media feature. Customer testimonials. Encourage your customers to share the testimonials that reference the media feature, okay? So this whole day is about taking that one thing in the media and creating other content using it, okay? So let me give you the full list so that you guys can tell me which two are you going to implement, and if you are you think you will have any trouble creating any of these. First, I'm going to check in over here on YouTube. We got Glow over there. Good morning. Chantilly, good morning. We got Marilyn joining us live. Thank you for joining us live, Marilyn. So Chantilly said, can someone please post the link to the group if that's possible? That is definitely possible. Let me grab that link for you, Chantilly. Boom, there you go. That is the list to the group. And I'll be sharing a link. In fact, since I'm sharing links over there, let me go ahead and share the link where y'all can sign up to get the morning show in your inbox. I know Keith is on the list, and so he got a reminder this morning to join us. Y'all would have gotten a reminder if you were on the list. After the show, you get the show notes and the replay link in your inbox. So think about signing up for that, shaycannon.com/show. Okay, let's go through the entire list, okay? And again, your goal is to do as many of these as possible, right? So I want to know if you would have any problems doing any one of these, but I wanted you to tell me at least two that you are definitely going to implement as soon as possible, okay? Again, this category is about creating content using your media feature, okay? Blog posts, video content, guest blog posts, online course, lead magnet, social media, social proof graphics, exclusive content. Those were in the blog. Let's go to more. Branded infographics, interactive content, success stories or case studies, workshops, member sites, content collaboration, video testimonial, and customer testimonials, okay? So I'm going to start with Cheryl. Cheryl, which two are you going to implement, and will you have any problems implementing any of these so we can solve that problem for you? Let's see if we can get Cheryl off the mic. There you go.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I had forgotten all about infographics, and I love them. So that's one right there. I mean, and they're fun to make. The other is I'm turning my course. I've been doing a course for about a year on Clubhouse. So I'm turning it into an online course.
Yes.
So those are my two.
Okay, I love that. Dr. LaFera, which two are you going to implement, and will you have any problem implementing any of them? Because we want to solve that problem so that you can do all of them.
For me, I like the develop a workshop around the feature and the success stories back to the media features, because my media features will likely be me sharing my story about the methods that I use, the natural stuff that I use to help restore my health. And I have other people come up to me all the time and tell me how I help them, and I don't even know it. So it'll be to share stuff like that. And I like the branded infographic. And I also like the checklist. I think we mentioned that yesterday. For like a lead magnet. Yeah. So yeah, so those things I like all of them.
Love it, love it. Gotcha. All right, Dr. Tachi, which two from the list are you going to implement, and would you have any problems implementing any of them so we can solve the problem so that you can use all of these strategies?
Video testimonial. And I like the blog post idea. However, I would have to get a little more settled to do a regular blog post to me where it would matter. So the guest blog post for now.
Love it. I love it. All right. Let's go to Shawana Kennedy. Kennedy Media, which two are you going to implement? And would you have a problem implementing any of them, because we want you to use all of them?
No, I've actually used several of these. However, one of the things that I am going to work hard on is based off what you said a few weeks ago, the workshop / webinar being another way to go ahead and do that again to show people, right? To do a show and tell type of thing. So that's one of the things that's on my list before this year is out. And then continue to, like I said, push out the testimonials and doing videos, because people need to see, because it's always ever facing forward for me is people understanding what it is that I do. So I have to be mindful, even with my behind the scenes stuff. I don't know that I necessarily show people what I do. So that's part of what I'm thinking about and thinking through that process. A better way to make sure even in my behind the scenes, they understand what is happening. So if you even had any suggestion with that, because I do show behind the scenes, I show me back there, all of that stuff, a better way to maybe highlight the behind the scenes stuff.
Was that a question, or you're just saying?
It's a mix of both, because it is something that I do, but then I want to make sure that in doing it, it is where you know that that's what's happening, even though I say it's behind the scenes, like all of that. I give context, all of that, but just if it's something that I possibly could be missing in the behind the scenes, to make sure that I am doing that.
So yeah, you do that, and you do behind the scenes of your work with clients and all of that. But I think what this is talking about is, like, you would do this naturally anyway, Shawana, but this is speaking specifically about whatever media feature that you did. What is some of the behind the scenes that you did for that media feature? right? So if it was being interviewed, then of course you would have behind the scenes of the interview. If it was you typing up a response, then maybe you're doing, yourself typing or something like that. You could definitely come up with something, but it's the behind the scenes that specifically ties you to that media feature so that you can share the behind the scenes content and then link them to the media feature. Because all we're doing is taking the same media feature and finding different ways of getting it out there, right? So yeah.
Yeah.
You
No, I
are
like that. I
accustomed to
like
behind
that.
the scenes.
I like that. I like that. Yeah.
Mhm.
Because matter of
Yes.
fact, not even a plug for today at 12 noon with Debbie. I took some behind the scenes because I was on her platform.
Yes.
So I could do that to link it to the show. So I like that.
Exactly. So I did some, in fact, if you go to my stories on Instagram and on Facebook today, before the day is over, because I did it last night, I did behind the scenes of me watching my live episode on the Indie Soup Media Network.
Oh yes, I saw that.
Yeah. And participating in the live chat, right? So that's a behind the scenes, but that was another way for me to direct them to the episode, right? Because I had already did a watch party. I already scheduled a watch party. I already said, hey, now it's time, join me. And so that was another way for me to bring up the same thing again. So this is why we're leveraging media in different ways, because media is not one and done. Like once it comes out, then it's over, right? No, we're going to use this thing over and over and over again. So yeah, good stuff, Shawana. All right. Kimberly says that she is going to, she's definitely going to do more blogs and she's going to do more video content. Y'all know she's at the Dream Funder. So before I go to Keith, I'm going to check in over here on YouTube in the live chat, and Glow has some stuff for us. She says she's going to do the guest blog post. She thinks that it would, she would not have a problem. Oh, I think I would have a problem with that. Do you mean you would not, or you would, Glow? Tell me what problem you would have so we can solve it. She said, I really need to start dating and making time for real, because I know I can get this stuff done. Oh, so is it time management? Girl, we got a whole membership for time management. Don't get us started. ShayCannon.com/membership. We can get your time straight. But yeah, you need to definitely start doing, reaching out to people to be a part of blog posts and be on other people's podcasts, Glow, right? Just because you have a podcast doesn't mean you can't be on someone else's podcast. And I would love it if you pick somebody that had kind of a podcast, kind of like yours, where y'all can come together and have these kind of conversations. That would be great. So Marilyn and Chantilly, let me know which of the strategies from today that you guys are going to implement, and do you have any problems implementing any of them? Let me know. All right. Keith, which two are you going to implement, and do you have a problem with any of the strategies?
I have used social proof graphics and doing the blog post because I have been getting interviews from online magazines.
Ooh, yes.
2020. So they don't have like a physical magazine. So I have to create my own little mock-up for that. And with that being said, I also do the blog post within that mock-up. So it's like an all-in-one special. So I can pull people in to read it.
I love that.
But I also want to include the video content discussing what I will be talking about.
Definitely.
To create more engagement.
And to create more content. So that's really good. That's really good.
Yes.
And you as a graphic designer, look, feel free to do those great infographics. We love some infographics. So do some of those too.
Yes.
Cool beans. Thank you. Teray had to go to her doctor's appointment, but she said she's definitely going to add other people's blogs and doing some video. With that, let's go to Debbie. Debbie, which two strategies from today are you going to implement? And will you have any problems implementing any of the strategies mentioned today? Because we want you to do all of them.
But they're all really good. So I'm doing some of them. First of all, congratulations on your show. Yay. And I want to talk to Tati to check the chat. I sent her a message. But for the two that I'm going to implement, So I'm working on my main offers for the speaking engagement, and I didn't mention the article in any of the offers, so I need to do that. I know.
Yes.
So I need to do that. And then I'm going to have a videographer shoot the event, shoot my speaking. So I'll tie it into some of the points that I talked about in the article afterwards.
Yes, I love that. I love that. Because most of the time when we're featured under our expertise, right? So you can always pull a nugget, a quote, or something from that article into what you're doing now as content, right? So you're not just kind of like mentioning it just off the cuff and in an uncomfortable way. You can say, hey, yes, I once talked about this in my Forbes article where I told them so and so and so and so, right? So you just kind of put it out there. It's a feature, it's a part of your speaking, but also it's not going to be missed that people heard you say you had a Forbes article, right? So yeah. Most definitely use that to your advantage. So Chantilly says she joined our online group. Welcome. I'll approve that when we get off of here. She said, I like creating webinars around the topic of the media feature. Sometimes there is more you want to talk about and you have more freedom to say what you want to say on your own time and on your own platform. You are correct, Chantilly. That's great. I love that. So Marilyn, if you wanted to add something, let me know. If anybody over here in the YouTube chat has a problem with any of the strategies, anything that would prevent you from doing it, let me know. Okay, so let me go back through that list really quickly. So we're talking about creating content and sharing it based on the media feature. You want to do blog posts, you want to create video content, you want to do guest posts, you want to do online courses based on the content, you want to do lead magnets based on the content, you want to do some social proof graphics, you want to do some exclusive content that people who have seen the feature can then get some more added content, right? We want to do branded infographics. We want to do some interactive content. We want to do some add some success stories that are related to the feature. We want to do some workshops based on the content. We want to do some membership site content based on the media feature. We want to do content collaborations with somebody else based on the content of the media feature. We want to do video testimonials and we want to do some customer testimonials, okay? So Dr. LaFera already has her hand up, but anybody that has a question or a value add about what we talked about today or what we talked about yesterday when we talked about community and client engagement, or what we talked about in part 1 on Monday when we talked about digital presence enhancement. Let me know, let me know, let me know. Dr. LaFera, what is your question?
So with the infographics, where would you be putting these infographics? Would you like say put them on every social media post that you do? Like when you talk about this blog post, like where would you put that?
So it's funny because it depends on how involved the infographic is. I am going to the one I did for Dr. Toya. Let me share it. So we have a lead magnet based on her infographic, right? But you see how you can't really read that? And it's a guide to what they expect versus what makes you happy for high achieving Black women, right? What they expect and what actually makes you happy. That's what the infographic looks like, but that's hard to read. So you can get the graphic in your inbox, but she can also take this and share it in different places, right? You can share it on somebody else's platform. You can share it as a part of your social content. You can share it, anywhere that you can share stuff, you can share it. So when you create it, you can do it in different ways. So we did one of hers as a lead magnet. In fact, if we go to the checklist I did for her, let's see, there you go. So she also has a checklist done that you can sign up and get, right? So you can do all of these. These are all lead magnets. So we want to email in exchange for them. But you can also, the infographic is a graphic in and of itself. So you can share it anywhere you would share any photo or any graphic, right? So did that help you any?
That helps. What you just showed, is that guess I could go look, but is that like a separate page from a link from her homepage, or like they just
I created it on her WordPress. So
but they just know to go there.
It's an embedded active campaign form. And then it's a graphic that we did that's on, so it's a very simple page on her website. This is her website.
Okay, I got you.
So she has, we created her a lot of them. What we did a mini course. Yep. And so all we did was take topics that she often talks about. So this is the same thing with your features. What is the topic of the media feature? We can take that and create lead magnets out of it. We can take that and create infographics, all of that stuff. And so what the lead magnet is can be used in different ways, right? Okay. So this, we're using this mini course as a lead magnet on her page, but we could also, it's an email mini course, but we could also put it in a course platform and do it that way, right? And just tell people we're giving you complimentary access to this mini course valued at, right? So you could change that language up. But the whole key for today is the content from it came from the content in your media feature. Okay? Does that make sense?
It does. Thank you.
Cool beans. No problem. Let's see, Chantilly over here. She said, I would like to do webinars and videos to go even deeper in the topics discussed on the media feature. I think I already said that though. But yes, you definitely can do, so you can take the topic and do all the things, right? That's why I want y'all to understand that you're not really just picking one or two and that's all you're doing from the list. You want to use all of these strategies. By the end of tomorrow, you have gotten 60 strategies that you can do with one piece of media. So one piece of media and 60 things you can do with it. I no longer want to hear y'all say, once I get featured in media, what am I supposed to do? I'm giving you 60 strategies this week, right? So that you have a way to bring that up over and over and over again so that you are increasing your visibility, you are increasing your credibility, and you're going to use it to help people make a buying decision because you have increased visibility and credibility. Okay, that is the name of the game. On tomorrow, we're going to come in and we're going to finish out this series with money, right? So how are we going to use these features for direct marketing and sales? We're going to talk about that on tomorrow, so do not miss it. Before we leave out of here, does anybody have any questions or any value adds on creating content from your media feature, which is what we talked about today? All righty. Well, that's it for us. The studio is closing in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.